Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Courtney. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I've been posting and everything. It's just been a lot going on. Your girl been going through a lot. Your girl been doing a lot. It's just been a crazy ride. But nevertheless, I'm gonna always continue posting and give you guys content, whether it's a TikTok, whether it's a try on haul, whether it's a fit inspo, whether it's a skincare routine, a story time, whatever it is. I'm always going to be trying to give you guys content to the best of my ability. I even started posting my fit checks and stuff back on my channel because I was like, why am I having fit checks on all my other social media platforms but not on my YouTube channel? That's stupid. So I started posting them back on, just trying to be consistent with you guys. Of course, give you guys everything that I need. I just want to thank, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody that's been supportive of my try-on hauls, all my videos and stuff that I've been posting lately. It's so crazy because I have complete strangers showing me love and support more than the people that actually know me and the people that actually have known me for a while, family, friends, whatever. Like, y'all have been showing me more support than the people that I actually know. And it's no diss to them or whatever, but it's just, it means so much that y'all guys are doing that. And because I work really hard on these videos, I work really hard on my content, and it's really important to me. So thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for those views from those try on hauls, for those story times, for those TikToks. Thank you so much. Like, I think it was like one TikTok, it got like 600 views, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, oh. So thank you so much. I just want to let y'all know how much I appreciate y'all. And if y'all are a subscriber, if y'all are just viewing, I might not get back to y'all. I like y'all as much as I can or whatever. I might not see y'all content or anything, but it is not intentional. I really do appreciate y'all so much because this is a lot of work. Everybody wants to be a YouTuber and a vlogger and do all this and that, but they don't understand the time and the energy that is put into this. You know, it can drain you mentally, emotionally, and especially physically. And lately with, you know, my menstrual and everything, you know, us being women and just all the challenges that goes on in life, it's been a lot. It really has been hard. I've been just like struggling a lot. So I'm just trying to get myself together, just trying to get in my head, you know, just trying to get myself together. So I really just appreciate y'all so much for supporting me so much, because y'all don't even have to do that, but just the views, the, you know, the likes, I appreciate it so much. Like, y'all really don't understand, like, you know, the goals that I've tried to reach before the end of this year, before the end of last year, I've already reached. And I'm just so thankful. Like, y'all really don't understand how much that I really appreciate it. But without further ado, we're going to be getting into a little story time. Just a little quick something, not really much or whatever. I'm going to try to condense it as much as I can, as much as possible. So this is going to be the story time of how I pretty much got held at gunpoint on my way home from work on the MTA bus. Now, you from Baltimore, you know what an MTA bus is. Like, back then, I did not believe in driving. I did not believe in riding a bike nowhere. I caught a bus or I walked. Because if you from Baltimore, you know, like, everything pretty much is close. So you can pretty much walk, you can ride a bike, you can ride a scooter, you can ride a bus, you can do whatever you can, you get a ride or whatever. But you know that most people, most of the population, I wouldn't say, probably now it's probably different, but most of the population around that time when I was still living there, we rode the bus, and I rode the bus. I probably, because I had a fear of driving at the time, but I refused to get a car or start driving around that time. So I was catching a bus. So at this time, I probably was like 19. I was probably was 19. probably like 18 going on 19. And one of my old best friends from high school, he had pretty much hooked me up with a job at a, you know, a retail store called Boscov's or whatever. I'm pretty sure y'all have heard of it. It's not many out here, but in Baltimore it's probably one. I worked in the one inside of the mall. So inside the mall, that's where, you know, the Boscov's I worked at, I applied or whatever. My old best friend, he pretty much put in a good word for me, and I got hired or whatever. So I started work there. Pretty much I was like a sales associate. I was on the register, you know. I did like what's it called, shop X, or I forgot what it's called, because I have not done retail in so long. I've been doing warehouse for literally the past 5+ years, so I don't even know. But pretty much I was in charge of putting clothing items back or whatever that customers didn't want, putting them back in their correct location. I was on the register. I was ringing customers up, ringing up their orders. I was pretty much of keeping the fitting rooms clean, you know, just pretty much what a normal sales associate would do or whatever when you're in that kind of retail environment. And it was pretty much a 9-to-5 job. At this time, you know, I was smoking a little bit of tree. So that was kind of in my lazy days. I was not as motivated as I am now. I'm much more motivated, and is, you know, much as I will sometimes, you know, get the smell of tree on my nose, and I'll be like, I'll be like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that, because I just remember the dark place that it took me to, and I'm much more motivated and much more focused to do what I need to do to take care of me and mine now. So, you know, that was a really nice job. I really liked that job, especially getting out of high school and everything. It was a really nice job. It definitely did not pay as much as the money that I've made now, but it was a nice job at the time, because, you know, back then the minimum wage was so low. I think I was making like, I ain't even gonna hold you, I was probably making like $9 an hour. That's that was probably, it was probably like $9 an hour. It was, yeah, it was definitely $9 an hour, because minimum wage was, that was like around 2014, 2015, the minimum wage wasn't even up even at that point. It wasn't even up at $16 an hour. So, but yeah, with that being said, so, you know, I was just working my usual job, just mind my business or whatever, do what I needed to do, and so yeah. So with that being said, you know, I'm just working, doing what I need to do. And this particular day, you know, with me doing a 9-to-5, it was a 9-to-5 shift. So with me doing a 9-to-5 shift, of course you're getting off at 9-to-5, but sometimes it could be a little bit later, kind of going on 6, because it would be just, it's this, it's a little, I don't know what you call it, whatever. Okay, so with that 9-to-5 job, it would just be like a job that you would have like at a fast food restaurant. Like, you know, have your cashier, you have to count your drawer and stuff at the end of the night or at the end of your shift, and you got to make sure everything's accurate. The manager has to make sure everything's accurate, all the numbers are, you know, you know, come together and everything. So I was just like, you know, sometimes it would be quick, sometimes it would take forever, and this night I guess it took forever. And I think this was around the time it was like daylight savings time. I forgot the month that it was. It was, god dang it, it could have been like August, like July, August or whatever. Maybe it could have been, you know, but either way, it was getting dark around this time. And but it was the summertime, so no, it could have been like August, September, or whatever. So it was getting pretty dark, like around 5:30 or whatever. So, you know, depending on when you get your register clocked out or whatever, your register counted and everything, you get all that stuff set up. That was when would determine when you would be out the door. Not to mention a bunch of other colleagues and people that had to catch the bus that didn't have a car or anything. So it was really annoying. But I think I got out this late this day, and so, you know, I pretty much got all that stuff taken care of. Boom, I'm out the door. I'm getting on the bus or whatever, of course. And the bus, of course, I mean, it's nothing against that, because if, you know, I was running late, I would want the bus to wait for me too. But they wait like 10 minutes. Sometimes, depending on who the driver is, they wait on certain people who are running late to get on the bus or whatever. So I'm probably waiting like 5 minutes for other people to get board the bus or whatever. So finally, 5 minutes past whatever, we on the bus. I'm thinking, you know, everything is going good. And mind you, I have to catch like, did I have to catch like 2 or 3 buses? Because I had worked out White Marsh. For anybody who's in Baltimore, you know what I'm talking about. White Marsh, I believe, but there's certain kind of like tricks and kind of like loopholes with buses that you can do. You don't always have to catch it to the train. You can just catch it to another bus that will take you straight to where you're going to, of course. So I think I just needed to catch 2 buses. Sometimes, depending on how the buses will run, I would catch it to the train and then catch another bus. But this particular day, I think I only had to catch 2 buses. So I would get the White Marsh bus, and then I put the other one. Where did I catch the other one to? I forgot. It's been so long. I'm not even gonna hold you. It's been so long since I've been in Baltimore, and they even changed the bus routes and bus names and everything, so I don't even know. But I know I had to catch 2 buses that day. So I catch the White Marsh bus, because the White Marsh bus only runs so long, so far. You know what I'm saying? So I can't ride it that long anyway. So pretty much we ride in the, you know, White Marsh bus. I get off after a while. I catch another one that's on the way, because at the time, this was the time I was kind of like couch surfing. I was kind of living with my aunts and everything. I didn't have anywhere to go, but my mom was already in like West Virginia at this time, in Hagerstown. So I didn't have anywhere to go. So I was staying with them at the time, and I had to catch another bus, but they lived out Park Heights at the time. And like I said, if you from Baltimore, you know Park Heights is ratchet. Oh my goodness. And that's crazy, because I'm from Cherry Hill, so I can't talk, but like Park Heights, they rule. Well, I don't know. I can't talk because, I'm sorry, this little room, but this little, okay. Cherry Hill is pretty ratchet, but Park Heights is ratchet too. So it's just like, pretty much I had to catch another bus out there. And I don't know, back then it started getting dark really early. So even though I should not have been catching a bus like a block farther from where it takes for me to walk to my actual place, I don't know why I did that. I think I just low-key like walking and clearing my head. It's not normal. But you know, you being from Baltimore, you being from the, you know, the projects and stuff, like, you're used to just walking and stuff. So I'm on the last bus to get to, I want to say we were like a few blocks from where I live at. We were a few blocks from there. I think I got the White Marsh. It'll take you to Mondawmin. That's what it is. I caught that freaking bus from Mondawmin. I don't know the name of the bus, but I know I caught it at Mondawmin, because White Marsh will take you all the way to Mondawmin. Or at least at that time it did. So, you know, I got on Mondawmin. Of course, it's a full packed bus. I'm like, oh my goodness. And, you know, the more packed it is, the more ratchet people are going to be. You got kids getting out of school, kids probably hanging out at the mall. You got, you know, a bunch of weirdos. You got a bunch of addicts. You got a whole bunch of stuff going on around that area. And I'm just trying to get home. So, you know, I get on the bus, all this and that and third. And, you know, we ride the bus. Like I said, we were like this close, probably like a few blocks from getting to where I lived at. And all of a sudden, I hear these cop sirens, like police sirens or whatever. The car like, whoop, 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 whoop. And I was just like, well, maybe they're trying to pass, because most cops, they'll try to, like, no offense, but they kind of, any cops out there, they kind of try to abuse their authority, and they're trying to put their sirens on and put their sounds on or whatever, just to try to get people out the way or whatever, so they can speed past, even though 9 times out of 10, they're not really going anywhere. But, you know, I'm thinking at the time, you know, it's an MTA bus. Just at the time, I'm not thinking anything of it, because, you know, most cops or whatever, they just pull people over, just to, you know, get by or whatever, even though they're not really going anywhere. But, you know, I'm not thinking anything of it. Like I said, I'm just trying to mind my business and go home. So, you know, the cop is, you know, got the sirens, the lights going on or whatever. The bus pulls over thinking that the cops are going to go past them. But no, the cops pull right behind the MTA bus. And I'm just thinking, like, what is going on? Like, this is so stupid. Like, MTA bus, I said, what they got, what the MTA driver, like, robbed the bank or something? What's going on? Like, what, come on. So, all of a sudden, it's like, mind you, I said it's a full bus of people. You got elderly people there, you got kids there, you got parents, like all types of people there, you got teenagers there. Like, all of a sudden the cops just board the bus or whatever, just like got the glizzies on lock, like everybody put their hands up, everybody put their hands up, hands up right now, everybody put their hands up. And you know my black tail, I'm putting my hands up, because I was like, what in the world? Like, I know I ain't do nothing. I know I done did a couple things in the past, but I didn't do, at this point in time, I didn't do anything. So I put my hands up, and everybody's saying, like, I think it was 2 officers that boarded the bus. Even the MTA driver put their hands up, like, he was just like, what's going on? So he was like, everybody put their hands up, everybody put their hands up. So even the old lady, they even got the old lady on the bus putting their hands up, like, what's going on? So he was just like, once he kind of went through every seat, every aisle, he started to see, like, okay, it's no weapons, it's nothing on here, it's nobody that's, you know, gonna be cause any, you know, kind of be threatening in any kind of situation. So he pretty much explained the situation, was just like, you know, pretty much there's a criminal on the loose out here or whatever, and, you know, somebody pretty much gave them a tip or gave them a lead that they possibly boarded an MTA bus to get away and everything. So I kind of low-key can understand where they were coming from with that. But I was just like, dang, you even got the old lady putting her hands up. Like, come on. Like, the old lady ain't do nothing. We just trying to go home. So, you know, after a while, he was talking to the MTA bus driver. He was, you know, talking to everybody else, and everybody else was just, honestly, everybody else was just confused. I was confused. Everybody was confused, because it's like, why are you boarding this bus? I get it. I get it on their side, but I get it on our side too, because we're just as confused as you are, sir. We're trying to figure out, the math is not mathing. It might be mathing on your end, but it's not mathing on our end. So, you know, after a while, he was explaining everything to us, explaining everything to the driver. Eventually, he got off and everything. The driver continued to drive. I only had a couple blocks to get off at my stop. I got off at my stop, and I was just like, you know what? I've had it. I've just had it. Like, oh my goodness. Only in Baltimore, I promise you, Only in Baltimore, this kind of thing will happen. Because out here in the country, they don't have this kind of stuff happening. Well, probably not in West Virginia and Hagerstown. But in Baltimore, oh my goodness, it's like anything can happen. And you know, that's like the second time I've been held at gunpoint. I'm tired of it. Because mine, like I said, they had the glizzies up, okay? They had them pointing at everybody. So it's just like, that's a lot of PTSD for me. That's a lot of trauma for me that I don't have time for, okay? And that's not the first, that's not going to be the only time that I've had to deal with this. Like, you know, it just gets to a point where you just get tired of it. I'm tired. I was, you know, that was the first point where I was fed up. But I was just, after the second time, it was like, all right, I'm done. I'm done with people. I'm done with Baltimore. I'm done with a lot. Like, that was just too much. You know, you getting off of work, you're working a 9 to 5, you mind your business, you're just trying to get home to your family and do what you need to do, and then you got to deal with all this stuff. It was a lot. Like, oh my goodness. And it's crazy because I felt more bad for the older lady and the kids and the teenagers than I did for myself. Because it's like, they just normal people just minding their business, you know. But at the same time, it's like you gotta kind of see where the officers are coming from. You know, they're trying to find somebody. And I've seen a lot of crimes shows and a lot of detective shows and all this kind of stuff. So people will board a bus or board a train to avoid getting captured, do whatever they need to do. And that's their business. I don't care. I don't got nothing to do with that. But that was a lot. That was just too much, especially for a long day, like a 8 to 10 hour shift. Like, I'm good off of that. That was like the, oh my goodness. When I was in Baltimore, I just was going through it. Oh my goodness. Even when you mind your business, you're always going to find a way to be going through it. So yeah, so that was just a little quick story time, whatever. I hope it wasn't too long for y'all, whatever. It's been a while since I did a story time for y'all. It's been a while since I've been like, I know I've been posting on here and everything, but it's been a while since I've been recording, doing videos and stuff like that. And I was thinking about this for a while. I said, I need to do this video or whatever, because that's crazy, because I forgot about that. But yeah, that was just a little quick story time for y'all. Hope y'all guys enjoyed it. Please make sure that y'all like and subscribe to my channel. And I appreciate anybody who's been viewing, even if you just viewing, liking. I just appreciate it so much that y'all give me the support that I've been getting, because it really means a lot. Because you'd be surprised, the people that are close to you don't give you the same support that you expect to get. So when you get it from strangers, it's crazy. But it's also very important. It's very beautiful. It's very special. And I appreciate it so much. And like I said, like I always say, if you have a channel, if you have a social media or anything that you would like me to shout you out or subscribe to or follow, please let me know down in the comments or anything. Just, I really, 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 really appreciate you guys so much. But without further ado, make sure that you like and subscribe, as always, to my channel. My social media links are down below in my links in my bio. And without further ado, you know, that's all. That's it. And I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your evening. And that is all. So thank you. Bye.